Hi, sixth grade flutes. It's Mr. Y, obviously. I'm going to take you through all the finals we have this year for your end of the year finals and kind of point out the tricky spots, maybe give you a little help on them, show you how they sound. If you have any questions, of course, you can see me in class or you can drop me an email. I'll be glad to answer any questions I can. Okay, starting with number 55, Essential Elements Quiz. Watch out for the 16th notes here, of course. Watch out for the quarter note rest in the second line. Remember, really, when you get to 16th notes, it's not the 16th notes that are hard, it's the quarter notes, because they feel like they're so long compared to the 16th notes. Each one of those quarter notes, remember, is the equivalent of 4 16th notes. So be careful that you hold them long enough. You got to count, not guess on this one, really. There are a couple accents, 3 on the end of the first line and 3 on the second line in various places, so make sure those notes are just a little bit louder. The dynamics here are pretty easy. You've got forte all the way through, so you can play it forte all the way through and then just make those accented notes double forte if you want. If you want to make the accent notes forte, then make the rest of it maybe mezzo forte, that's okay too, as long as the accents are a little bit more than the regular song. And that's it, really. B flat concert, your favorite key signature from 4th grade, I'm sure. Okay, so right at the beginning, 55. 2, 3. One tricky little rhythm, I guess, there on the end, that's syncopated. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. F, C, C, F, B, C, 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 B, that part right there. Other than that, this one should be a piece of cake. I probably would have given myself about a 19 or maybe an 18 on that one. My sound was a little airy, and also I didn't really do the accents too well. Not a really great flute player, in case you hadn't figured that out by now. But I'm trying. If you want to see an interesting video, go check out the one on my website called Practice is Persistence. You'll see what I mean. Okay, moving on to 67 though for right now. 67, we have a couple of weird notes here that we need to worry about. You've got B flat and E flat, the regular notes in your key signature that you're used to, but you've also got in your key signature A flat. Remember, A flat is 3 fingers like G, plus your pinky on your left hand, plus your pinky on your right hand, and your thumb on your left hand, of course, the regular fingers. But the A flat, remember, sounds like this. It's a really beautiful note on the flute. And then the 4th note of the song, remember the 4th note up is the weird one here. You've got A flat, B flat, C, and then D flat. D flat is just your pinky on your right hand, no other fingers on the flute. I'm showing you like this, of course, with my fingers up, but when you play it, actually, you keep your fingers close to the keys. That's the way to play the flute. You don't want to do this. Okay, so right at the beginning. Nothing too really hard there, but you got to be careful about that D flat and the A flat, of course. There are a lot of those notes in the song, so if you're getting that wrong all the time, you're starting off by losing a lot of points right out of the box. So be really careful about that. Okay, moving on to 74. 74 has B flat, E flat, like you normally do, of course. Those are your friends from 4th grade, easy. Also, though, A flat and D flat, just like we did in number 67. So A flat, pinky key, remember here, 3 fingers plus your pinky. D flat, just your pinky on your right hand. Okay. So this one's, I think, probably the toughest one of the finals. If you want to watch Mr. Y making a fool of himself, go to the other video I posted on YouTube today. It's called, I think I'm going to call it, Practice is Persistent. And you'll see me practicing this one. You'll see what it took for me to get this one down. Practice is really relentless if you do it right. It's very annoying to the people around you, too, because you're playing the same thing over and over and over again. And eventually somebody's going to run in the room going, "Stop that!" Okay? You know if you're doing it right, that's going to happen sometimes. Okay, so 74, Essential Elements Quiz. 2, 3. made a little error there in the sixth measure. Be careful that you play G, F, E flat, C. Okay, I played it wrong the first time. I played G, I think I played D. Yeah, I think I did that instead of, so be careful. Also watch out, the first line's forte, the second line's mezzo piano, and then it crescendos back up at the end of the second line because you're repeating the first line. You have to go back to forte. The DCL fine, remember, takes you back to the first line. You do that again until you end at the fine, which is the end of the first line. So, first line forte, second line mezzo piano, then crescendoing up at the end because you're playing the first line again, forte. Okay, so make sure you get all the dynamics there. There's only one little accent right at the end of the first line, so make sure you get him. He'll be lonely if you don't get him. Okay, moving on to 107. The key to 107 is, remember, you have to have it memorized, but also that the notes have two different names depending on whether you're calling them by a flat name or a sharp name. Remember, they are all the same. There's a little diagram in your book there if you get confused. Excuse me, little diagram of the piano there. Okay, so let me walk you through the notes. B flat, you know, of course. B natural is when you pick up your right hand pointer finger. That's just B by itself. Make sure that on the back you're hitting the big part of the thumb key in the back, not the golf club key. What I call the golf club key. That's really called the B flat key. And that will give you a B flat even though you're not using your other pointer finger. So make sure that you're using the big part of the B for right now. Next year you do get to learn what's called the B flat lever. That's what that is right there. Okay, and some of you may know it already, but just make sure you're playing B natural here. So B flat, B natural. C, of course, remember you pick up your thumb in the back. It's just your first finger here. After C comes C sharp. C sharp is the same as D flat that we just played on all those other ones, 67 and 74. So it's just your pinky here. Okay. After the D flat, or the C sharp, it's written here actually, you go to the D. So you're moving a lot of fingers there to go to D. E flat is the same as D sharp. It's the next one up. Okay. Then we have E natural. Remember, E natural is two fingers on your right hand, but not the third finger. Okay. F, that's an easy one. F sharp is what I call the peace sign note. Peace, man. These two fingers are up, you know. Okay. Three fingers here like G, plus your third finger on your right hand, and your pinky, and your thumb on your left hand too. Okay. After F sharp, the peace sign note comes G, and then G sharp, remember, is the same as A flat. You're going to add this pinky right here. Okay. Then we have A natural, and then you're to the high B flat, which is where you end. Coming back down, the notes are exactly the same. Sometimes they're called by their flat names instead of their sharp names. You have B flat, A, then instead of saying it's G sharp this time, they're calling it A flat, but it's the same exact thing. To go from A to A flat, you have to add these two fingers at once. You may need to practice that a little bit because these two fingers are kind of the hardest fingers to use on your hand. So you may want to do just to get those fingers really together. You don't want to get, you know, that kind of thing. You want to be nice and clean there. So anyway, starting from the top, B flat, A flat. Then we have G, so you pick up your pinky. Then we go to the G flat, which is the same as F sharp. Remember your peace sign note again. Hey man, thanks. Okay. After that comes F and E flat and D. And then D flat, remember, is the same as C sharp. Just your pinky on your right hand, nothing else. Then we go to C, so you add your pointer finger. Then we go to B, so you add your thumb in the back. Then we go to B flat, so you add this finger here for B flat. And that's it. Once you practice it a whole bunch, it should not be that hard to memorize, I don't think. See, even an old dog like me can memorize it. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or see me about it in class, of course. Good luck.